Michelle Reno, and I'm going to share 5 things you're going to want to know when you move to Colorado Springs. The first thing is that we actually don't have any springs in Colorado Springs. We don't have natural springs that you visit or hot springs, but there are several near. Day trip to the hot springs, tons of those, great vacations for a weekend or a getaway. Manitou Springs is our very close little neighbor to the west, and they have natural spring water and some hot spring soaks you can do there as well. So they're not far, but Colorado Springs, we don't have any springs. Who knew? The second thing you're going to want to know is that we are a dry climate. This was shocking to me. I had no idea. We are high desert here. So we're not as green as a lot of places are. It is hard to grow a lot of things here, and the natural vegetation here looks different than the Midwest where I came from, and definitely different than the South I'm betting. So we are high desert. It takes a lot of water to grow grass, and we try to be very water wise here. Gardening is tricky. You gotta find a local expert that is proficient in high desert gardening. So it's dry. You're going to need chapstick like you never thought you needed when you first get here, and lots of lotion. So we are a very dry climate. There's green around, but we have a lot of brown and a lot of rock and a lot of low water type vegetation and trees here. So that's another thing that I didn't know that I wish I had known. Another one is we are very neighborhood, I don't know how to say it, specific here. We have very different neighborhoods. So within the city of Colorado Springs, you could live in a neighborhood on the side of a mountain, on a cliff even, hanging out. In a valley, right up on the foothills of the mountain. You could live in a more traditional city type urban neighborhood with older homes downtown. Totally different vibes, totally different feelings, different real estate markets. We also have Black Forest part of Colorado Springs, which is full of pine trees and windy roads and large lots. And then we have the east side of Colorado Springs. As you look east, you will see Kansas almost. It's a very different landscape on the east side as you look to the east. No matter where you are in Colorado Springs, when you look to the west, unless you're actually on the mountain, you will see Pikes Peak and the mountain range here in southern Colorado, and it is gorgeous no matter where you are. But the east side of the Springs does look a lot different. When you look to the east, there is flat land out there, and it's windy, and it's quite different than the west side or downtown or Black Forest, where we have a lot of trees. The east side doesn't really have a lot of trees. So that's one thing that I didn't know when I moved here, that the city of Colorado Springs has so many different parts and different neighborhoods, and they all have different price ranges, different feels, different vibes, different landscape, different sizing of lots, different ages of homes. So you'll really want to plan to explore the city and see where you fit in and what's your style of living in Colorado Springs. The Colorado Springs housing market is tough. This is something, if you don't know before you move here, you're going to know immediately. We have a really hard housing market here. Low inventory we've been dealing with for a long time, but it has gotten to extremes at this point. The most important things is you're going to want to be prepared. You need to be pre-approved before you even dip a toe into the market here with a local lender that understands what's going on here and knows how to work with listing agents and buyer's agents and help you get the deal that you want done. You're also going to want to save. You need to save some money here. There are no seller concessions being offered, and there hasn't been in a while. So you're going to need to have some money set aside for the deal to get done. Definitely for your own closing costs, and likely for things like appraisal gaps, inspection items, and those things. So you want to come prepared to Colorado Springs housing market. The other thing is get yourself a trusted local agent here. Somebody that you want to work closely with and that you are comfortable communicating with, and that will advocate for you and also help keep you going through the tough times, because it's not impossible. It's definitely possible, and it's exciting and it's fun, but it is a grueling housing market here, and so you've got to be prepared when you get into it. It's the last one. It's my favorite one. It's sunshine. We have anywhere between 240 to 300 days of sunshine every single year. This is such a great thing about Colorado Springs. It's my favorite thing. It's something else I didn't know when I moved here, but has been a great surprise for me. The sun shines, even if it might be cold. Generally the sun is shining. We have blue skies that go over the beautiful mountains, and the sun comes out. You get used to that really quick. It really makes a difference in how you feel. Our city is full of trails and dog parks and places to mountain bike and places to hike and all kinds of outdoor recreation. So you'll want to enjoy that in our sunshine. It's hard to stay inside here when the sun is out there just begging you to get out and enjoy it. So I hope you get here to Colorado Springs if you're not here already, and enjoy the many wonderful things that our city has to offer. My favorite is the sunshine. If you need help on the real estate side, if you want somebody to represent you as a buyer, or know somebody that's planning to sell here, I'd be honored to help them. I'm Michelle Reno with Worth Clark Realty. I'm at 719-648-2002.